This is still the BDTV Breakfast Show, and this is Social Listening. This is where we check out some of the stories making the rounds on social media. My name is Elizabeth Musa, and I'm joined this morning by Valentine.
Onyeka.
Right, let's get started. Lagos State is taking waste management to a new level. The government has revived its Cash for Trash initiative, which is a program that pays residents who bring in recyclable waste. Every Thursday, people can exchange sorted plastics and cans for money through the Lagos Waste Management Authority's recycling centers. Commissioner for Environment Tokunbo Wahab shared a video showing locals getting weighed and rewarded on the spot. The goal here is to promote recycling to reduce waste and make Lagos cleaner while putting a bit of extra cash in people's pocket. And when we talk about keeping Lagos clean, I think this is a very good initiative because Lagos, Nigerians in general, are very incentive driven. So when you tell us, oh, keep Lagos clean, it's for your own good to keep Lagos clean, you know, you look at other climes, see how clean it is for your health, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. But when you give them incentive like this, cash for trash,
they will do it.
You will likely see because of the multi-dimensional poverty that people are living in. When you say cash for trash or cash for food for trash or food for trash or something, just something, then we will see that people would be more cooperative. So I think this is a very good step in the right direction, and we will likely see that there's more development.
I mean, great kudos to the shoulders and of course angels on their shoulders. Talking about Loma and Lagos State government doing something that is quite commendable for. And as much as I always like to come with my objectivity on the table, this time around I will come with accolades and I will come with strides and more flowers for them. It's good to see this because if you look at Lagos State with its rising population and the way people keep flowing into Lagos, you begin to wonder, is Lagos the promised land? You begin to wonder, is it that there's no other state that is working at the way Lagos is working? I mean, Lagos has now become the envy of other states. Almost
of all eyes.
Most definitely. It is now the leading key to other keys that do require greasing. Lagos is the pivotal point of commerce and business.
However,
there is a twist to this. Now we're seeing that Loma is stepping up and they're coming forth with what we're seeing right now in the news. Now we're seeing all this. The question now is this: can it be sustainable? Can we see that this initiative cuts across board the four angles and corners and hidden points based on whether it is on land or within the suburbs, all those areas? Can we see that those areas also remain clean? Can we see that this idea of waste management turning waste to profitable way of making money, as case may be? Can we see that it's actually keeping the environment clean and people are making money? Can we document these processes? I mean, there are a lot of young entrepreneurs out there, as much as I don't want to call brands. I know of something points, is this Cycle Point or so? There are a lot of them who have created that idea of bring trash and you get money in return, you get points in return, and you can use those points, convert it and go for shopping, something like that. These are great initiatives. And I also like the fact the government is now weighing on it. But can this dream not die like other ones? If we can say it's going to be sustainable, it's going to be a great thing. If we can actually come back in 2 years from now, right here on this wonderful set BDTV, to now say, we said this 2 years ago, it has grown grandchildren based on ideas and the profitability is now sustainable. If we can say this come 2 years down the line, look, I could have probably have beaten my words to now say that we are not a reactive, we're not a protractive nation, we're not a reactive nation.
Just to say something, this is not just waste, it's recyclable waste
in total
particular. And while some people will say, okay, what of other waste? I think it's a first step, recyclable waste, because we know that at least we're promoting a cleaner environment. We're promoting reuse. We're also reducing waste. Many times you see that things are even clog our drainage systems, this recyclable with bottles, plastic bags and the like. So yes, it's definitely a better way. Take away packs.
In fact, I was just going to mention it before you took it out of my mouth. I agree with you 100%. And the sweetest part of everything is this, or rather more the interesting part, is that we can now say, if this is frowned upon based on littering the area with all those takeaway packs and disposable packs, it's frowned upon, and we replace it with something that is actually good for the environment. Two things. One, we're doing the environment good. We're making sure our drainages don't get blocked, which is great. But if at all we cannot mitigate these things, and we now say, cash, bring trash, get cash, or we create a, some kind of, dual beneficial thing, and the waste is gathered out of those, sewage, waterways or gutters, and things are flowing properly. I tell you, what does this mean for business? It means, apart from the fact that we are gainfully having young people who are idle employed, it's what we call a PSP. Those who are into gathering of plastics, bottles, and all those things, and they send it to those who have to recycle. There's an industry for that, right? And whenever I hear me say the word industry, my ear just lights up because I know an idea is coming my way. So there's an industry for that recyclable,
waste. Right.
That's one. Now, there is some business created around that enables everyone who is involved in it to make money. And of course, trickles down to our economy. So our economy will grow, give and take. And it's a win-win situation. Why? I will tell you. Apart from the fact that the economy will grow, businesses will be created, businesses will be supported, right? At that low level, even to the point of even the high level, we realize that the environment also will remain clean. So it's a win-win situation. It's like you saying, you're having your cake, you're eating your cake, and you're having it at the same time.
Right. Let's see some of the reactions on social media and see if we have more Nigerians who are pro this cash for trash, or we might even get some people who will be against it. You never can tell.
I'll be shocked.
King Pop, I'll actually be shocked. Mickey22NG says, I think it's a good idea. Also, the government should look for a way to stop people from pissing on the gutters, especially in public places and residential places. I'm telling you, I agree with this.
So that one is a very big issue. Open defecation and open urinating, and it is so anti-tourism that it beats the
you're even talking about tourism. Let's talk about health. Let's talk about cleanliness.
If I went too far,
talking about tourism is too far.
I went too far. Health alone.
Health, cleanliness, bacteria.
It is an eyesore seeing a grown man standing in front of the road, or this is even the worst part, which I've witnessed, and I wonder, I hate to say it, but acting with animals. How do you're in traffic, and then you come down from your car, and then you simply, as a grown man, right, you bring out your private part and begin to pee in the middle of the road. Who does that?
Who does that? But people do that.
It is something that it's an eyesore, right? There's nothing about, I feel pressed. If you feel pressed, park your vehicle, look for a nearby toilet. We have a lot of public toilets out there.
But they just can't. It's like they can't even fathom some sort of decency.
Again, that's the thing now. So it's the mindset now, because I don't understand if you have people Nigerians who travel abroad and they conform, they do the right thing. Right? Or you feel pressed, you hold it until you get to a point where you can really ease yourself as a gentleman. It's even worse now. I see some ladies actually doing it too on our streets, but I'll get to that. Yeah. So you see people follow properly, do the right thing abroad. Those same people will come to Nigeria, right? Nigerians. And they tell you, we're not in Nigeria, behave like Nigerians. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? So you drink a bottle water, you throw the plastic on the floor, and I ask you, why do you litter on the floor? I say, in Nigeria we did, and somebody will pick it up. Who is the person that will pick it up?
It's crazy.
So I think going further, I think as two things must be made criminal to the core. I don't even know if maybe we have a law that actually kicks against that. Remember when we used to have Kai? We used to have war against discipline at that time when
Yes.
we had military dispensation, like in the 80s, where if you are caught defecating in public or urinating in public, you were deemed mentally unstable.
Absolutely.
You know.
Let's see some of the more reactions to this conversation online. See if just see the diverse opinions of more people online. CEO Kayode, that's a very long. Kadonye 65015 says, now that's a smart move. Turning trash into cash is how you get people to actually care about recycling. Lagos might finally be onto something practical here. I agree. Do we have more reactions? The Capricorn says a step in the right direction. The next thing your ministry should look into is installing permanent waste bins by the roadside, like we see in other countries, and orientate Nigerians why waste shouldn't be dropped on the floor casually. These same bins that some people will take to their homes. Do we have more reactions to this conversation? I've seen how sometimes they put this waste bins and then it looks so good, so new, and then some people take these bins to their houses.
But why would you do that? If you don't have criminal tendency mindset, why would you take government property, public property to your home? Just to show you some level of, poverty. Although, it might also be an angle of mental illness for you to go and take what's not yours. They call it kleptomania. Such a word doesn't exist. I was going to say there's something.
I was actually saying that's something we're not seeing. But that's something we're not seeing, really. Should we move on to our next conversation and see what we have? Let's move out of Nigeria and go to South Africa, where the Minister of Sports, Gayton McKenzie, says he doesn't want Nigeria to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In a radio interview, McKenzie accused Nigeria of sabotaging South Africa's qualification campaign and openly declared that he's rooting against the Super Eagles. He said it's not personal, it's just rivalry, but his comments have definitely sparked debate across both countries. Nigeria is still fighting for a World Cup slot through the playoffs, while South Africa has already qualified. And you trust Nigerians. When he said and made that statement, Nigerians are like, you go collect. You go really collect, because even if you thought about it, if your heart conceived it
in your brain, Nigerians will see it.
You'd have just left it at that. But like saying like, why do we feel so much of a threat to you that you have to even say you don't want us to call it? Like, you are doing your thing. I think it's even ridiculous. You're doing your thing as a Minister of Sports, right? If you're doing your thing, your team is tight.
Right.
Focus on getting your team tight. Focus on, why are you looking out for another person not qualifying? Do you see that person so much as a competition that you're even going out to voice it that you don't want them to qualify? It's just ridiculous.
First and foremost, from the angle in which he spoke, it's very clear that, look, the man's an insecure man.
Very much so.
And foremost. And then the fact that he holds a position that's quite vital in South Africa, right, also goes to show how bad of an idea and decision they made to giving that man that post. Really, they didn't think about it very well. Honestly speaking, sportsmanship is zero. So let me just put that out of the way. Then the second part, personally, he has said it's not personal, which makes me believe that the thing that we're not seeing is the fact that he has mental issues. This is personal.
He said it's not personal, just rivalry.
But again, for something to be rivalry in nature, which means it's personal, because you have said, look, this person or this group of people should not be better than us, which means you have something personal against them. This is the bad part now. What he hasn't seen is that, look, if there's one thing Nigerians and Nigeria never joke with, is sports, and in particular soccer, which is football. We don't joke with that. That is our religion. The only thing that brings Nigerians together.
And in fact, the entire world.
The entire world.
Yeah.
But now, again, I want to look at Nigeria as our locale. The one thing that brings Nigeria together, that makes Nigerians whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, a Hindu, traditional worshiper, whatever religion you serve or you stand with, whatever dialect you come from, whatever cultural values you have, whatever tribe you're from, the one thing that unites us, that keeps us strong, where you probably will have your enemy a day before, but you guys are watching soccer or watching football on TV and your team scores, both of you turn around and you hug yourself. The one that brings us together, that 90 minutes is what you want to now tell Nigerians that we don't deserve to move further. Nigerians will come for you. I'll not be surprised when you read the contributions or whatever, the opinions on social media. I'll not be shocked how they will come for the guy. However, having said so, I will say, what does this now mean for Nigeria-South Africa relationship? If we have a die-hard football minister, we have a die-hard, call it as you may, maybe our diplomat, right, the ambassador, if he's a die-hard football fan, he will go personal on this.
Why?
Like I said before, some things help you take away blood pressure. Even though football obviously can, heighten your blood pressure, but some certain things gives you joy. And if you are a die-hard football fan and you love this nation so much, you're a patriotic Nigerian, or maybe of any other country, you're patriotic, your patriotism is out of this world, no matter where you're from. When someone makes such remarks about a game that you love, you would most definitely want to lash out, even if you control your emotions. So I think he shouldn't have said that. I believe that there's a way and manner he could have used what we call diplomatic tactics to approach those words, and Nigerians will not see it as him.
You didn't even need to say that. But again, you said you'd love for our own minister to say something. I think you should leave it for. I think there's some things that are beyond you. Let's with the citizens, let's be doing the fight on social media. Do you understand? I'm sure he gets the message, yes. But I think the minister should just leave it as it is. I mean, he has his mouth to say what he wants. If we eventually qualify, I think for us, it's for us to actually work hard and actually qualify. So we're not just distracted and all. But I don't think the minister come in and say you shouldn't have said that's on him. That's childish anyway. But it's just what it is. But let's see some of the reactions online and see how more Nigerians are reacting to this conversation. Flygerian man says, why is the black so bitter towards their fellow black man? You can clearly tell this goes beyond football for this man. I really don't understand all this unnecessary hate between SA in Nigeria. But I think we have a good SA Nigeria conversations like this. And Marcos says the minister is completely out of line. Yeah, agreed. The stake on the matter is misguided. Nigeria did what anyone would have done, considering that we're all competing for the same objective. Agreed. Goddard Ngobeni says, I respect the minister's point of view. Nigeria don't like South Africa and they always undermine us, even during the time when we had our golden generation, which was 1996 to 2002. They never saw us as a football nation. The fact that we qualified ahead of them makes it more sweet. I have nothing to say. Putsko says, I'm with the minister. Obviously, that's also a South African speaking. Says these Jollofians must not qualify, period. Wow. Also, nobody did anybody favors here. Nigeria was pushing with the people that we lose. See, English. The English is... I don't know. Nigeria were pushing with the people that we lose against Rwanda so they can have a chance. Do you understand what it means?
So, I'm trying to make meaning of what he's saying, but I think he should, before he comes to...
Nigerians were pushing with the hope that we lose. Okay, they were pushing with the hope that we lose against Rwanda so they can have a chance. Why are these people even like this? You're looking at, to be honest, I'm just reading the comments and just seeing the way they're also thinking.
So it is what it is, Elizabeth, don't let them get to you. It is social media, and for what it's worth, it might not be real human beings behind those accounts. It could be bots, giving us what we want here to create a lot of traction. However, we should take it...
the minister is bots.
Yes, it could be. You never can tell. So, but the good thing is, the more Nigeria is in the mouth of our rivals, the better.
Exactly.
What does this mean? Which means we're doing something good.
Exactly.
But Nigerians, again, our footballers and of course our national team and football lovers should not be distracted in any way.
At all. Keep doing what you do. As a matter of fact, this is a time for the team to actually tighten their
put more firewood in the fire.
What they call it, is this seat belt, fasten their
Fasten them, of
buckles,
course.
do what they need to do, tighten their shoelaces, rehearse more, and just do better, because they will definitely talk, you know.
And so there is this saying that goes this way: if you are not challenged, you can never grow. These challenges and these attacks, they are good for Nigeria.
It's good for business.
Good for, I was going to come there. Good for business. It shows that we are doing something.
Right.
And what this means for business moving forward is that, look, federal government put more money in football. Right? If you're going to ever want to borrow for any reason, borrow for football. If I'm going to ever borrow for anything, borrow for sports. I will ever support you to go to IMF. As much as I hate IMF, right?
And they can come borrow from you too, from your fund.
Well, I mean, when I become a trillionaire,
You know that fund you have now.
you know, when I become a trillionaire, I can go. But for now, we're still grappling with what we're grappling with.
What are you grappling with?
With something. You know. However, I think it's great that we can, you know, in the midst of all this hatred from the minister, we can smile over
the hatred.
it.
It's you can smell
You
the
can
hatred.
cut it with a knife. It's that thing.
Why would you even say that? Even
Well,
if
it's
you
fine.
thought about it. But anyway, we have to leave it there today on the social listening segment. We talked about Lagos State rewarding residents for recycling, and of course the heated words from South Africa's Minister of Sports over Nigeria's World Cup hopes. I love South Africa, by the way. I'm still a South Africa ambassador to Nigeria.
But truth be told, I see there's this song that just look again.
Which one? Sung by who?
By what's that man?
Ooh.
The EFF leader.
Julius
Julius
Malema,
Malema.
right? What was the song?
But again, it's the song that got my good friend Donald Trump angry.
Okay.
But it's fine, it's fine. When I ever think about that song, I ask myself a question: why are South Africans always bitter over what, really?
But it's not all of them anyway. Like, I think I should just put that caveat. It's not all of them.
You know that song, right?
I don't know it. I actually don't know it. But let's leave it here today on the social listening segment. Thank you so much for joining us from the start of the show. We looked at what we had on the headlines to the paper review, of course, the business money with Destiny Mama, of course, the big story as well with myself, and then social listening, myself and Valentine. We're signing out and we say stay safe and keep hopes alive. Thank you for joining.